Take or Go Home is the theme of the sketch today for 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. We're looking at day 11, and this designer Mel made a massive tag. So my brain works a little bit weird, right? Tag led me to bookmark. Bookmark led me to my husband always reading to my son at night, and that led me to take a picture, but then was like, okay, how can I put these things together? Well, let's make a DIY book embellishment. So I have these nesting book dies, but as you can see, it's just not big enough. So we need to make our own, and that's what we're going to do today. So I did some math. And some of you guys are probably groaning right now. I know, I did math. But it helped me go from this size to this size. Look at how big and beautiful that is. So I want to show you the measurements that I used. If I can find my piece of paper. There it is. So we did some algebra to get this. But essentially this is 6 inches wide, and from this tip to this tip, it's 4 1/4. So then I knew I didn't want this to be all 8 inches, but instead I did 7.75. Well, that ended up being 5.49. So really I did 5.5. So this book piece of paper is 7 3/4 by 5.5. Cool. So I need to cut this down. We're going to make another one with you because I decided I didn't like the one that I made because I used brown on it. I just wasn't a fan. So my background has all gray, so I'm going to actually do some shadowing with gray. So 5.5, which is a half a piece of 8.5 by 11, right? And then 7 3/4. Cool. And then we're going to fold this in half. That way we can draw our little swoops. So, do that. What you'll do is you'll go up and then down and then out. That's how you're going to draw this. And you're going to draw it so that each piece is available to trace. So this is what I mean by that. So we're going, this is the outside corner, down, up, and then towards the inside corner, we're going to go down again. Something like that. But notice I have a sliver, even though it's not a whole bunch, I've got a sliver of a piece of paper. We're going to use that sliver to, hang on, I'm going to fix this here. There we go. To do the bottom part, because the bottom needs to match the top. So something along those lines. So now we're going to take this sliver, we're going to open it, and we're going to close it around our bottom piece. And this is the key when it comes to making this look so good, is making sure you use the top part that you traced on the bottom. So I'm going to use this piece right here to draw my next line and cut. So now, when I open it, I have a book. Yay! And what I can do then is in my album, I can boost this up with either just glue, you know, just like that, or I can use my foam dots along the spine here, making sure that this part's down. And we got it. Now, this looks a little boring. That's because there's no shading. So I'm going to take my shadow, lost shadow here, because this is a very light gray and all of my embellishments and things are gray. You can totally do this in brown, but just be wary, that's a really dark brown. This Lost Shadow is such a light gray that I'm okay with putting ink right on. And even doing a little bit of blending here. But this is where your book is going to go from plain white paper to actually be a book. So if you don't have this Lost Shadow, I highly recommend that you get it, because for things like this, it's perfect. It is literally adding a shadow to our book. So now when I do the things with it, I'm going to redo that. It looks more like a book just by adding that little bit of a shadow. And I'm just going to go down the center here just a little bit to try to get that to come out. Here we go. Beautiful. And that's your DIY book. What's that's going to look like on my page is something like this. And then the part that had me starting this was a bookmark. You can use a piece of washi, a branding strip, that's what I originally used, but now I lost it. Where did my branding strip go? I used a branding strip because it's the perfect width. And you can just tag it right on there. Fold it over so it looks like it's actually going over the page of the book. And then fishtail it so it looks like a ribbon in your book. So then it'll stick with it and go like that. Really cool. Really like how this is turning out. And then I'm going to add my photos probably here. Right? Or something like this, really, I think is what I'm going to do. And then my journaling card I'm going to use is You Put a Spell on Me, and I did use the Lost Shadow on the outside of that, so it stands out a little bit, and it's just going to pop it like that, and that's going to be my page. Super simple, but really neat how you can make a DIY book embellishment. So don't forget to check out everybody else who is playing along with 30 Days of Sketches and Christy's Beautiful Life. Thank you, Mel, for this wonderful inspiration for your sketch. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.